You got white stuff all over your mouth. Guys, if you see any white stuff, just let me know, please. Just let me know. Okay, it's Q&A time, and I procrastinated this one long enough, but I'm here now to do it. So what I'm going to do, I have 47 comments under the post I made in the community tab, and I'll be answering each question to the best of my ability. If the question is dated and the event already happened, I will just comment on it. So without further ado, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thanks for your questions. So the first question on the list is from Mustafa Albatran, and he asked, what are your thoughts about World Cup Qatar taking place in November to December? Is it bad idea in winter, and how the league will continue? So he's basically asking my thoughts on the Qatar World Cup of 2022, the fact that it's being held in the winter months for some countries, but it's a summer months for other countries. And the reason why it's being held in those months, November and December, those are actually, I think, the warmest, like the coolest, not the warmest, the coolest months in Qatar. Because if you play in the summer, like my summer, New York summer in Qatar, oh my, it won't be fun. So that's the reason why they're taking it to, you know what I mean, November, December, which is strange for me because it's going to be a winter World Cup. It's going to be a winter World Cup. And the fact that leagues start in August, September, you have to halt those leagues and then come back. But we have had a test run this season with the fact that the coronavirus came in, halted the progress of the various leagues, and then they restarted and got things finished. So this is going to be a shorter break too. It's only going to be about, you know, like a 2 months break or whatever. And it's fine, man. We have to learn to adapt to change. And the Qatar World Cup is going to basically interrupt the whole, you know, let's say it's going to interrupt the flow of things, but it's going to basically open our eyes for the future because we see what the coronavirus did and we have to learn to adapt as human beings. So we just have to be open to it and deal with it. It's going to be strange, as I said, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So the leagues, I think, are going to just take a break and then continue after the World Cup, which would be fine, as it has been proven this season. So the next question is from Adish Ray. He asked, who are the top 5 players in the world at the moment ranked? By the way, come on, City. Top 5 players in the world ranked right now. Well, you have to throw Messi and Ronaldo in there, and I'm not going to rank those two, but I think Messi is number 1, Ronaldo number 2 right now. But I said I wasn't going to rank it, but I ranked them. But Messi, Ronaldo, and the rest is very hard. It's very hard. Top 3 players. You know, you have goalkeepers, you have forwards, you have midfielders, defenders. It's really hard to rank these players, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, amongst each other. Messi and Ronaldo, they are anomalies, you know what I'm saying? You could rank these guys very easily. But a player by the name of Kevin De Bruyne has to be top 5 right now in the world. He definitely has to be top 5. You could throw Virgil van Dijk in there as a defender. He has been phenomenal. He has played like every game for the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. So you got to commend him with Liverpool getting 97 and 99 points back to back. So you got to commend Virgil van Dijk. He has changed their defense. On Kevin De Bruyne, you know, just to, you know, go back and talk about him a bit there. He's amazing, man. He's just amazing. He could hit them with his left, hit them with his right. He's a goal scorer, dead ball specialist. The assists he racked up this season in the Premier League, 20 assists, but equaling Henry's record. And the man is just magnificent. He's just wondrous, you know what I mean? And if there's people out there who don't have him in their top 5, they're on something. They're smoking some weird stuff out here, you know what I'm saying? The 5th spot is it's really debatable. There's some very good players in the world right now. Very, very good players. You know, you have players like Sterling, Mahrez, very, very, very good. Salah, Mane, Lewandowski. You have Immobile. All these guys racking up a lot of goals. You have Koulibaly, very good player. Kylian Mbappe, Neymar Jr. You know it, man. There's players. There's players. There's players, and it's hard to name. It's really, really, there's guys like Bruno Fernandes really rising up the ranks right now. It's really hard to name a top 5, to be honest. But I'm going to give you some, the names I just named off, man. Mohamed Salah, what a player. What a player. Devastating down the right flank. Sadio Mane, devastating down the left flank. Amazing. 2 amazing players. It would be really hard not to put these guys in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be really hard. Kylian Mbappe, still playing very, very well. Still young. Still young. How old is he? Is he like 21, 20, 22? The man is still a young boy comparing to myself. Neymar Jr. What a player, man. What a player. Lewandowski scoring them for fun. You know what I mean? The list goes on and on and on. You could throw Jan Oblak in there as a goalkeeper. Edison, he has proven himself to be very, very good despite a few mistakes here and there. Alisson Becker, the list, I could go on and on and on with names. I could go on and on. We are blessed. We are blessed with some very, very good footballers right now. I know a lot of people may say not as good as the ones in the past, but these guys are good, man. These guys, to be playing so much football every 2-3 days, you got to commend them, man. And high level, you got to commend them. If there's a name I'm not mentioning, pardon me, but these are some of the best footballers in the world at the moment. Everything is straight off the top, too, guys. I did not prepare for this. I went outside this morning. Let me give you a funny story, I went to sleep a bit late. My phone broke. Let me double back. Let me backtrack. My phone actually fell when I was coming down the stairs to do a live stream. I would do a gaming live stream. The phone fell. Bam. Broken. Usually if your phone screen cracked, you're like, oh, it cracked, but it still works, whatever. But this time it cracked and the screen messed up, flickering. The phone, I can't use it. In-app. So got my wife's phone, her old phone, hooked that up. And then yesterday, I had to use it. I had to use it yesterday. So it's like I never put alarms in her phone, but I had alarms in my phone so that I could, wake up on time for work and everything. But today, I didn't wake up for work. I didn't wake up for work. I woke up 20 minutes past the time I had to punch in, had to clock in. And I'm like, yo, man, I can't come in today, emergency. He's like, okay, fine, whatever. That's fine. You have sick days, you use them. Then afterwards, I took a shower, went outside, and I'm just enjoying the tranquility and the peace of the morning. Sit on my stoop, and I'm like, I don't even have anything to do right now. Then something said, listen, you have a Q&A to do. Get up and go downstairs and do this Q&A. That's why I end up doing the Q&A right about now. So, yeah. So everything tied into, this whole thing happening. The phone falling, using my wife's phone, not putting on the alarm, and now I'm here. Now I'm here. A day off of work. You know what I'm saying? I do have to go to work tomorrow, though, but we're not going to get into that. Everything happens for a reason. I do believe every single thing happens for a reason, and you don't need to pressure yourself. So, the next question. Comfort Mwasambo. He asked, now that our ban has been uplifted, he's talking about Manchester City, who do you want us to buy to strengthen our squad? I already know who I want. Well, Comfort Mwasambo, under this video, if you're watching right now, tell me who you want. Tell me who you want. Don't keep it a secret. Okay, who do I want to strengthen City squad? We are losing David Silva. He is leaving the club after 10 seasons. We have lost Leroy Sané. And we need to rebuild. Phil Foden, he has been there, but he is going to take David Silva's role in the team, basically. But you have a feeling we might still need a replacement for Silva. Because not like if Foden is replacing Silva. So you're going to need a very good midfielder. You're going to need a solid midfielder. And we have to, you know, pick very carefully and bring in someone who could actually have an effect on the game. Like that, not as well, you can't replicate. It's going to be very difficult to replicate what Silva did, but you're going to need someone who you could at least bring off the bench, start sometimes to replace Silva. Not keep Foden on the bench. But Foden, he's a versatile player. He could play further ahead. So I don't think that'll affect Foden even if we bring in a new player. We have been linked to Ferran Torres, said to be the replacement for Leroy Sané. I really wish we could get Ferran Torres. I would love Ferran Torres, seriously. Seen him a couple times, very good player. Only 20 years old, plays for Valencia, came to the academy, just like David Silva. I'm not 100% sure if David Silva did come through the Valencia academy, but I know City bought him from Valencia. So that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, it's poetic there, you know. It's like, look at the narrative. Silva leaving, came from Valencia, now we're linked to a Valencia youngster. So that one would be nice. That one would just be perfect for City. So I'm looking forward to us signing Ferran Torres. We need two, not one. We need two solid centre-backs. I'm not sure if Otamendi is going to leave, but we could send Otamendi to Valencia. We got Otamendi from Valencia in a deal, swap deal with Ferran Torres plus cash, you know what I mean? Us paying the cash, not them paying the cash. Look, that's feasible. That's feasible. That makes sense. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I don't know if there's any defenders over there that we actually want. Gabriel Paulista, you know, Garay, he left the club. He's kind of up there in age. So I might be missing some really good defender over there, but I don't think we need any defender. Maybe Diakate. I think there's a Diabate. There's a young defender over there. There's a young defender from France who is playing at Valencia right now. Who knows? Who knows? But Ferran Torres, though. Ferran Torres for sure. Ferran Torres. Left back position. Mendy, Zinchenko is not a left back. Cancelo has played there the last 2 games. So maybe Guardiola is saying, listen, that's the direction I'm heading right now. So we may not need another left back. But if you take Cancelo and you put him as a left back, then you're missing a right back. So you do need, you're missing a backup right back. So you do need a left back. We have been linked to Chilwell. We're not going to go in for Chilwell. Alex Telles, I saw someone made a video on Alex Telles. I think he would make a very, very good signing. Kalidou Koulibaly, I would love to have him. I would love to have, for the centre-backs, we have been linked to Nathan Ake. He would be fine as well. He could play as a left-back as well. But Nathan Ake, Kalidou Koulibaly, Ruben Diaz, we've been linked to Milan Skriniar. That'll be a good signing. Any one of these guys would be a very, very, very good signing. So that's how I think City are going to, you know, bolster their team this season. Some players would leave. Maybe a Stones would leave. Maybe Otamendi will leave. I think Mendy would stay, but he would play more of a rotation kind of role. And I don't think anyone else would leave. I think that'll be it for the players leaving. And we are going to sign, I think, we're going to sign 4 players this season, this summer transfer window. And I think we're actually going to let go of 2 of the current players in the squad. So a replacement for Silva, a replacement for Sané, sell 2 players and bring in 2 more. So I think City are going to see 4 signings for the first team in the summer transfer window. So that's the best way I could actually answer that question. So the next question is from Eric LFC. That's Eric Liverpool FC. And he asked, if City do manage to win the Champions League, who do you think will be more unlucky? Liverpool, who finally won the league in 30 years without fans, or City to finally win the Champions League without fans? That's a great question. That's a great question. And I think it would be Liverpool. You know, you have to wait for 30 years to win the Premier League, and you did it without the fans in the stadium, because they were outside the stadium on the night Liverpool lifted the trophy. But the fans were there in spirit every single time, I think, for Liverpool. And it reflected in the way the guys played. Maybe not in all the games. But I think the fans were there in spirit. But you cannot suffice to be in there in person. To be there in person, to witness it in person, it's incomparable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be there. There's nothing that compares to that. So I think it's Liverpool, because the thing is, they have won the Premier League title. That is something that happened. That's factual. City winning the Champions League, speculation, prediction, that might not actually happen. So if we do manage to win the Champions League this season, which will be held in Lisbon, Portugal, without our fans, it's fine. Because you guys say we don't have any fans anyway. You guys say we don't. So it'll be fine. It'll be like norm. You know what I mean? So that's the best way I could actually answer your question. It's a good question, though. It's different, but I like it. So we have a question here from VS2244 does stuff. For Q&A, what was the hardest thing for you when you started YouTube? That's a great question, man. A YouTube question. Mixing it up a little. Taking a break from the football there. So the hardest thing for me when I started YouTube, well, I've always been very, very consistent. But the hardest thing was to actually come up with the ideas to get out there, to actually get traction on the channel. I figured it out really fast, though. I figured it out really fast because, to be honest, I came into this as a neutral. Like, I just watch football. I love football. Didn't have a club. I wasn't supporting City at that time. But right away, I realized I need a club. I just can't be talking randomly here. You know what I mean? I need a club so people could always say, people are always going to taunt me and say, yeah, he's a City fan. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Or he giving it from a City fan perspective. Or, you know, you develop a rivalry with Liverpool. You continue the rivalry with United. And it's fun. So I figured out right away that, look, I need a team. And I didn't, like, it came so naturally. Like, I didn't sit down and look at the teams and just, and was thinking about, like, which one should I actually follow. It didn't happen like that. I was just watching City, and I'm like, what a team. It was early on in the 100-point season, and I'm like, what a team. I think this is the team that I'm going to actually follow, you know. I like this team. Without even looking back into their history or anything, I knew they had won a couple titles before. I knew they had gotten takeover and everything. But it was like I always compare it to like when you meet a girl for the first time. You're like, wow, you don't know anything about her, but you're just fascinated. You're infatuated. You're like, and that's picking a club. That was one of the hardest things at first. It was like no direction. So that kind of gave me a sense of direction in terms of the content and what I want to talk about on a regular basis. And it was just coming up with ideas that people are actually going to watch, things that people are going to watch. So that was a struggle at first, but I got over it, and I just go with the flow, man. Football is a thing. You just have to go with the flow, react to the big events, talk about tournaments, do match previews, match reactions, and just here to give your thoughts, just here to be, a figure within the whole YouTube world of football. That's just what I'm doing right here, you know what I mean? And things have just developed over time. So here I am doing a Q&A today, you know what I mean? I didn't start by doing Q&As or anything, but this is actually something to do, to keep in touch with the people that actually watch the content. So that was the hardest thing. And another thing too, before I move on, it was just to balance work with making the videos, work, home life, and everything. I have kids, I have a wife. It was just to create that balance, a healthy balance. I don't know if I have created a healthy balance, but I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm just doing my thing. At least, you know, in terms of that, I'm in the house. I'm not outside, you know. I'm in the house. I'm safe. I'm doing my thing right here. So great question, though. Great question. Great question. I think I need some water. I need some water. My mouth is kind of dry. I need some water. I don't want to do heavy editing here, but I think I will do some heavy editing still to just make this thing really good. But I want to keep it as natural as possible. Excuse me. Hence the reason why, you know, just taking a little water break. You don't want your mouth to get too dry. You got white stuff all over your mouth. Guys, if you see any white stuff, just let me know, please. Just let me know.